following program is a live presentation on NCTV Channel 11.
So you can see how you just layer it around and around, and after you get to the top, you can kind of look back and see if you have any holes, and then you can backfill with that. So that makes it really easy.
So you don't have to worry about a certain number, just whatever looks great and filled it, almost natural, like it was
and now we're going to kind of build the top. So I'm going to take a couple pieces and just get a little height out of that.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be perfect. This is just for you.
I love that. Doesn't have to be perfect.
This doesn't have to be perfect. A lot of times, the old way, they made them all with this type of boxwood, and they would add a little holly to them also.
Oh.
Very time-consuming, takes a lot of material.
Okay.
So as you can see here, I'm not really...
Now, what kind of tools? I feel like I should jump in and start trimming here. But so do we need any special little clippers or just garden?
I like my garden clippers.
Okay.
I can use it. You can use a knife. This is my florist knife. But with the greens, they're a woody stem, so it's a little bit harder.
Need a little hardier clip to them.
And it really dulls your knife. And most people don't have a florist knife. These are great little Japanese type scissors, and you can get them at a local nursery.
Okay.
They're just great.
Like Grass Valley Florist?
We have them every now and then actually I've purchased them at Weiss Brothers before too in the past.
Okay.
Now we're going to step it up to the third, so you can kind of see that I've built it up.
Yeah.
But now, oops, sorry about that. Now I've embellished this a little bit, and I'm going to add a little bit of height to this and just bring in a little bit more flare. You could add, we have this stuff at the shop called Ting Ting, and it's a glitter curly, really fun. You could add that. Shoot, I should have brought some of that.
Well, about how long, for somebody to do maybe just something simple like this with maybe a couple little pine cones and ribbon, how much time would it take to make this?
Well, I was able to make these in about 15, 20 minutes, but I'm used to it. So I think if someone planned on spending about an hour and making it a family project, this is something that you could do with your grandchildren.
Let them do the clipping.
Let them do that and get the pitch on their hands.
Exactly, the little sappy stuff that always won't come off.
So with this one, I just wanted to add a little bit of pop and bring in some little mini carnations. And you don't have to use just flowers. If you had some small little ornaments, you get these little things on packages. What do you do with them? Old earrings, anything. Let your imagination go wild. And you could put those on this. You could even, I have a broken stem.
Yeah, any more decorations, you can see these little tiny balls and package accessories that could just
little bows.
A little tiny bird, I see. Oh,
and the
carnations smell great.
The other thing you could do to this is you could get a little battery pack light.
Oh my
And you could tuck the little battery in the back, and you could put some little lights in it, and you could have that. So what's nice about this is it can set on your table. It sets in the center. It doesn't take up a lot of space. You've got your food. You've got your people. And it just is kind of there. So it's like a little mini tree. You could have it on the counter. But I really think having the flowers in there makes it extra special.
I agree.
And those you could even take out if they started dying off. You could take them out, change them out, put some little mums in. It doesn't have to just be the same all
and that was going to be my next question then. I guess if you went for a different dining or entertainment, I saw you had these. Now, what do you use? Is this for the ribbon or for the little pine cones?
This was to make a little bow. I brought the wire, and you could use a pipe cleaner because that's what most people have. So I kind of measure out how long I want my ribbon to be, and I just scrunch it. It's a very technical term. And make a couple loops in the center, and then make your streamers. And then I liked having the 4, so I want to bring it down. So this is kind of like your star if you had a real tree. Bend your wire or your pipe cleaner in half, and you just gather all your little loops, twist it as tight as you can.
Oh my gosh.
And then say if we go back to this one that we were kind of working on, then you can kind of manipulate your ribbons.
And these have little wires in them, so you can kind of give them a little bend.
You can twist it, or you can bend it. You can do anything. And then if you wanted to tuck it in.
Wow.
So you can see how
it's
that
at
just
any
made that
stage,
look really fun.
All these stages look so beautiful, just as is. The simplicity to as much decoration as you want.
Right.
And your store is very decorated right now, and I know we've got a couple photos that we're going to see of the inside of your Christmas decorations. I don't know. There we go. Oh, so beautiful. Tell us where your store, the Grass Valley Florist, is located.
We are located not too far from the studio here, 2153 Nevada City Highway, just up from the new Lumberjacks restaurant and the Fowler Center.
Great. Nicely located, with a convenient coffee drive-through.
Yes, open 7 days a week right now.
Oh, that's right. You started Sunday, opening on Sunday for the holidays, and people can find little plant things like this, as well as gifts.
Yes, Christmas decorations, everyday gifts. If we don't have it, we'll try to figure something out. We've got gift baskets made up. We've got the plants, poinsettias. And just, a little bit of everything. It's kind of like a treasure hunt when you come in, I hope. So.
It's beautiful. And we've got a couple more minutes, so we just really kind of whipped through this. I guess we could keep working on this
touched on this one a little bit, just bringing in the Oregonia.
Yeah.
I guess I went too fast.
I know, that's okay. It's always great to have time to spare. Never get that. I always get the wrap-up. What? I always get... Wrap it up, Cheryl, wrap it up. Now, how often should they plan to keep water or add water to this?
These should be watered at least every other day because they are going to drink up.
Okay.
And if you really wanted to give it a little length too, something my mother has always done when I give her flowers, she sets them outside. So if you really wanted to go to the effort,
see.
you could set this outside in the evening.
Oh.
It's not going to freeze. Now, if you had the carnations, they would freeze and they wouldn't be looking so good.
But they're hardy. Carnations are, I mean, these will last in a bouquet.
They're going to
a long
last a
time.
good couple weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
And we'll just add a little bit more height to this little number. I like this red ribbon on there. It's cute.
Yeah. It's a nice contrast and a dramatic look with the green. I'm trying to see where I could put this little carnation.
See, you're a designer too,
I
Cheryl.
don't know. It just works. You know, it goes in so easily. And that's the other thing is there's really nothing you can do wrong with this kind of simple. Now, where can they find the little? You call it an oasis, the form.
That's something we carry at the shop.
Okay.
It just runs a couple dollars for a brick, and this does take an entire brick.
But you shaved it down a little bit, right?
I did.
It comes
I
in a
trimmed
square.
it. If you wanted to make one taller, locally here, Ben Franklin, you could get the styrofoam. We don't carry those. But if you had the styrofoam, you just poke it in. Now, that's not going to last as long because you're not going to water it. Same concept.
I see.
The big cone, you could go as big as you want. You could nest a couple of them together, and that would look really nice as a table centerpiece. And they don't all have to match. You could take 3 and put them together,
Right.
and that would look kind of
Yeah.
neat in different sizes, and you'd have a little mini forest.
Fresh is the way to go. So
Absolutely.
these little oasis is the way to start for this. And it looks like we are out of time, and just good timing because we're finished with these things. See how fast you can get it done? You can do this at home. And if you need some help, call Ingrid at Grass Valley Florist. Number and website, please.
273-2223 is our number, and grassvalleyflorist.com. Thanks.
And you can find her on Facebook, too. So we're going to take our first break. Ingrid, thank you so much. This
Thank
is
you.
beautiful,
Great.
beautiful, beautiful. And we are going to take our first break so that I can bring up my second guest. And I smell some other stuff around here that we can learn about here in a second. So stick around. We'll be right back.
I'm sweating like a bad dog up here.
Take me down to the river. Take me down today. Walk me down to the water. Wash me down, hey, and I'm gone, yeah.
This Friday on December 17th at 10 a.m. is the 127th Annual Donation Day Parade sponsored by the Ladies Relief Society of Grass Valley. This is an important event that raises and collects food for 160 families in our community for their holiday meals. And once again, the children of our local schools are very involved in collecting the food and helping the needy families in our community. And the parade is always a fun event. A parade in December, how about that? This is something that everyone would like to come out just for a few minutes, catch all the activity with marching bands and bagpipes and, of course, a fire truck. The food is collected at merchants along the parade route or also at Tennessee School. The 127th Annual Donation Day Parade this Friday, December 17th. It starts at 10 a.m. or you can drop off your food at UC School. See you at the parade. And welcome back to our special holiday How to Do It with the holidays in full swing. We learned how to make a beautiful tabletop decoration piece. Thank you to Ingrid Peterson for demonstrating that. And now my next guest. Food is very important in the holidays, so we've got little time, but Emily of Emily's Catering and Cakes is going to show us how to whip up some yummies in seconds flat. So a warm welcome to Emily Arbau.
Thank you for having me, Cheryl.
You're very welcome. Okay, let's take a deep breath.
And happy holidays.
Yes, we're so rushed these days, but food is important, and we want it to look great. We want it to be savory. We want yummy, so
fresh, seasonal, quick and easy. You know, we're working all day. We still need to eat well, and we want to bring some nice goodies to the party
and impress our guests.
We sure do.
So you're going to show us a couple easy appetizers, okay?
We are. I've got some prepared here today, and what I'm going to demonstrate is what we have finished here, our savory puff pastry pinwheels.
Okay.
What I've done today is
Savory
purchased
puff pastry pinwheels.
Yes.
Get a shot on that.
just a store-bought puff pastry sheet, and I've pulled it out here. It's not cooperating for me. It's kind of cracking up, so what I'm going to do is just push it back together. Puff pastry is very forgiving.
So do you let that go to room temperature?
We do. We pull it out of the freezer.
Okay.
You don't want it to get, you defrost it in the refrigerator
so
it does not get warm. Puff pastry is made out of so much butter, it'll kind of just melt away.
Oh.
So
we didn't hear that. Just a little bit of butter.
Yes, so we want it to stay in its shape here.
Okay.
And I don't even need to roll it out. So it's right out of the
love it.
package. I've
Okay.
unfolded it. And if you have any cracks, you just push them together.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is first just go around with a little bit of egg wash. This is just an egg with a little bit of water.
Okay.
And this is going to help as the glue for the pastry. And so I'm putting it along the edges just so that's going to help seal.
Oh, okay. Not the whole thing, just the edges of, of that. Okay.
And the possibilities are really endless with the puff pastry pinwheels. What I'm doing right now is I just have some cream cheese, which I'm going to spread across.
Okay.
You need
Kind
something
of in the middle.
Yeah. So I'm going to go over the entire surface here.
Now, what are these that you brought? You brought a
I brought
cheese?
one that has a sun-dried tomato and cream
Sun-dried,
cheese.
okay.
And the other is a spinach with Parmesan, feta, pine nuts. I had some spinach in the fridge. I cooked it up, mixed it with a little bit of egg as a binder, and
and that's what we like to. We've got so many things in the refrigerator. How can we just grab what we have because we don't want to go to the market? It takes too much time. We have very little time, so this is good to know about some
quick and easy
what you can do in the refrigerator.
We did a great one as well with goat cheese, lemon, and chives for Ingrid's open house back in November. So whatever you
that was in
have.
the puff pastry.
It was.
Okay.
So there's so many options today. I've got some prosciutto. So this was on sale, so I thought I would grab just a couple of pieces.
Budget-minded too. This is
impressed.
so good.
So just 4 pieces is going to...
Where did you find prosciutto on sale? I've never seen that on sale.
SPD, during the holidays, you can find great deals.
Good to know. Okay, so the puff pastry, cream cheese, a little prosciutto.
I'm going to put just a little bit of sun-dried tomato for some color and a little extra punch.
Okay.
With your holiday appetizers and appetizers in general, I like to have a lot of flavor in that one bite.
Okay. That's right. If you only get one bite, it's got to be.
It's got to make an impact on them. So we're going with big flavor here. The sun-dried tomatoes do have a little bit of herbs as well. And now what I'm going to do is roll this up like a cinnamon roll. So you just kind of tuck it up and around, kind of keeping it tight here.
It's almost like a wrap.
It is.
But with the puff pastry instead of a tortilla.
And here's my little
and you're
split
using,
seam
this is just a little parchment paper.
It is, so easy cleanup.
Yeah.
And I'm going right to the edge here, and I have a little bit of a split, and it's going to just seal right back together. I pull it across here to seal the seam. Got a nice log.
Oh my gosh.
What I do from there is a little bit of egg wash.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The egg helps to not only seal the dough, but it also helps it to brown evenly.
I see. Now, do you have to try to get it on the other side?
Yeah, so we'll
all
get the
over.
entire guy here.
So you do, and the egg wash is just an egg yolk with
Just a splash of water.
A splash of water.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
use a whole egg, whatever you have left over. And then we just cut these into little spirals. So our end doesn't have a whole bunch there, but once we get to the
That's
middle.
okay. That's looks like something with a little cinnamon on top could be
Yeah.
really tasty.
You know, maybe a leaf of basil in here would give it some nice color, a lot of fresh flavor.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So really, you just go through. I'm cutting these about maybe a 1/4 inch thick, the width of your finger, I would say.
Okay.
And you don't want them to be too thick there. And they're just going to puff up in the oven about 400 degrees. It needs a high temperature for these guys.
All right. Now, do you have to oil the pan first?
You know,
or
I would
with
suggest
all the butter
the
in
paper.
Make it on the
parchment paper, yeah. And
Just
that's
learned something.
It's going to
Haven't
just
done that.
have a quick and easy cleanup. They're going to come right off the paper without sticking at all.
Oh, I even like that better.
And we don't want them to touch, so we're
you don't
spacing
have to
them out.
wash a pan.
No, so you just kind of lay them out like this. They're ready to go in the oven, only about 8 minutes. They puff up. Another option is to have these cut and maybe in the freezer. What I would do is lay these out on the sheet pan, allow them to freeze fully, and then put them into a freezer bag, kind of laid on top nicely. When you have guests arrive, you pop them into the oven. You,
You don't have to defrost them.
They don't. They're better right from the freezer.
Oh my gosh!
So-
Even a better tip. Just
Yes.
so from freezer to oven. Mm-hmm. Love it.
We do these with sweet ingredients as well. So sometimes we'll spread some of our peach jam with a little bit of almonds. It's really kind of a
So it could be an
easy trick.
a little dessert or for the morning.
Yeah, and these are great because they'll last for out at room temperature. They're good out of the oven, but as well an hour later.
Yeah.
So
And then this is the finished product.
it is
Which is nice and toasty.
nice and golden. We let
Yeah.
you have to let your pastries cook. Don't be afraid of a little brown.
Okay. I won't be afraid of eating on air. This is for the crew's safety, by the way, that I
course.
have to demonstrate and make sure they're going to get these afterwards, and it has to be to their liking. Let's see. I think I got the spinach one.
A little bit of feta in there as well.
Oh yeah, crew, you're going to like this. I'll try not
Great.
to eat them all on the air. I love it.
Luckily, they get to enjoy the party tonight as well.
That's
They're
right.
gonna have a lot of
Got a
fun.
head start.
Yeah.
Okay, now while I'm eating, let's go to the next. Look at this beautiful piece. Well, the host here has to keep her energy up. I mean,
Do where's your glass of wine to go along with your?
it's chilling.
hors d'oeuvres?
It's chilling.
So next, what I've prepared for you is our shrimp salad in an endive leaf.
Okay, can we switch to the goat? Because I think I just gave my director, we were going to go alphabetical here.
Of course.
Live, you got to love live television. Okay, let's do goat.
Goat cheese
Back to the alphabetical
gratin.
order.
This is one of those dishes that you're going to enjoy right out of the pantry. So this is kind of a larger dish today. This would feed at least 12, 15 people.
Okay.
And so this is 1 pound of goat cheese. If you were
Oh,
doing
1
this at
pound.
home, you would only do a 4 ounce, but maybe in a small ramekin, like that you would make creme brulee. And you don't need it to be too thick. So it's the fresh goat cheese.
Like when those little logs
Yeah, I love
that you
the-
typically see.
the
that
Laura
will do
Chanel.
like half a pot this
Yeah.
size. Okay.
And I made
got
this
the
for the party
recipe, which
tonight.
will-
And it's really versatile. You can do whatever you have laying around. So I had some green olives, some Katamala olives, some roasted red peppers, some fresh thyme, some chili flakes, fresh ground pepper, a little bit of salt.
Now, were some of these marinated like the kalamatas?
Yeah,
And
there were
olive
a
oil?
little
Okay.
rosemary and olive oil. It's really great with maybe artichokes or a sun-dried tomato. Really anything that's, again, with a lot of flavor. And it's going to hold up in the oven. I wouldn't use a basil for this because it would kind of crisp up too much, but the fresh thyme was fantastic.
Yeah.
And what I do is just put the goat cheese in here, sprinkle it with the goodies, and pop it in the oven, 375, until it's brown and bubbly, maybe 10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay.
And then
we've got the rest. There's the recipe now. So take note, all you viewers. Very simple.
tiny little bite here for you.
So when it's It's bubbly. Can it be served hot then?
It's best served hot.
It's best. Yeah, I was going to say.
So here's a little bite for you. So it's
my
bubbly
gosh.
and rich, and just that little tang with the goat cheese, the nice salty flavor from the
it's
olives.
warm. Oh.
And so it's kind of a nice hot dip to serve with crackers, maybe a little bit of baguette, and this is going to stay insulated as well with these kind of ramekins here. So you can take it to your party, from the oven at home.
Right.
And it's going to stay
Stay
warm.
And
Yeah.
it's already a nice presentation. Okay.
You can get festive with the colors, little
Yeah.
red and green going on today.
Absolutely. Oh, gosh, I like that. Okay, we've got a couple more minutes, so we'll put this back over here.
All right.
And then now, look at this. Oh, my
Now for the
gosh. Do I
shrimp.
get to taste this, too?
So this is nice and bright, fresh.
Yeah.
And it's one of those kind of clean foods. I like the endive because, with the gluten-free, we're not using some of the bread here.
Right.
So, and it's
We've got
really light.
so many diets, and people have different dietary needs.
So this is one of our alternatives.
Yeah.
No mayo here either. So
And this is shrimp?
They're fresh shrimp, which
Okay.
I cooked in a thyme broth. I bring the water up to a boil with fresh thyme.
Oh.
And it looks almost like a tea. It gets to a dark color. I add enough
Really?
salt so that it tastes like seawater.
Oh, and there's the recipe now.
And what I do is I bring the water up to a boil. I put the shrimp in, turn the heat off. You don't want to overcook them so they're not chewy.
Okay.
From there,
But you can use shrimp of any size.
Yeah, so I got
can
what
they
was on
buy?
sale.
You got on sale again. And what about the bay shrimp? Because that's readily available.
those
you
are
don't
coming.
have to cook them.
Yeah, they're
so-
coming pre-cooked. That works as
Okay.
well, and you wouldn't have to chop them.
Great,
We're just
love
trying
that.
to get the extra flavor in here. So we've chopped up our cooked fresh shrimp, added some avocado, diced up some cilantro, a little jalapeno for a kick, and
yeah.
for the crunch, some celery and bell pepper, and lime zest is what really is giving it the kick. So a lot of flavor there, really really fresh. And just a nice kind of alternative to the creamy shrimp salad.
Right, with no mayo. It's the olive oil that kind of binds it, plus the
Yeah.
olive,
The creamy
the avocado
avocado.
as it mushed down.
Exactly.
So, and you can put more or less, but you kind of like less is more.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, clean, simple flavors. We're cooking seasonally, working out of our CSA share whenever possible, just enjoying the bounty of the season.
Yeah, very good. All right. Well, I see we're out of time, but I don't know. It's time for us to indulge here. So thank you so much for being with us tonight. And I want to thank Ingrid Peterson, Grass Valley Florist. Thank you, Emily Albau, for Emily's Catering and Cakes for being on tonight. This is both of you. Oh, my gosh. Gorgeous, gorgeous,
Thank you for
fabulous.
having us.
And yeah, this was all good. So we hope you found this helpful. And have a great week. We will see you next week. We've got another how-to holiday show for you. So in the meantime,
to the river. Take me down today. Walk me down.